It's time that Mayor Bowser gets aggressive in keeping safety here on this campus and the surrounding perimeter.
A few moments later.
I don't know what class this is, but they all get A's. America's favorite theater patron and congressional stumblebum, Lauren Boebert, decided to go to college. And no, she's not bettering herself. She just wanted to score political points during the ongoing upheaval at GW, and they were ready.
There's a bunch of congressmen coming through here. Gonna stop us from being out here? No! Are any of you afraid? No! Are we tired? No! Are we leaving? No!
But being a professional you are, Bobo, you can handle a little pushback. I mean, you are still in Congress, despite the objection of everybody with language comprehension skills.
It's time that Mayor Bowser gets aggressive in keeping safety here on this campus and the surrounding perimeter. This is something that must be addressed, and at this time, there has been... We bless Israel! We bless Israel! Those who bless Israel shall be blessed! We stand with Israel, our greatest ally in the Middle East. That is who we stand for and who we are defending. And these folks who are shouting, "Free Palestine." Well, let's see. I've seen signs here today. If you want to hear, I have seen signs here today that say queer and trans folks for liberated Palestine, gays for Gaza, from the river to sea, Palestine will be free, lesbians for Palestine, Chinese for Palestine, followed by all cops are bastards. Well, this is not only disgusting. Not only is this disgusting, but let me be clear. Not only is this disgusting, but let me be very clear. Almost every single person in this so-called liberated zone would be eviscerated by the very terrorists you are standing here supporting. We stand with Israel. We stand for peace in Washington, D.C., and the mayor must step up and do something to clear this. This is not the summer of love, and we are not bowing a knee to the terrorists who caused the riots and chaoses in our cities anymore. And if the faculty here, who many are involved in this right now, I had people proudly saying that they are faculty and not wanting to remove a Palestinian sign from the George Washington statue. If they don't want to do something to address this, well then kiss your federal funding goodbye.
All right, guys, there's a really big difference between Palestine and what you guys are seeing behind us. We know for a fact that there are professional organized protesters that are not students who are currently inciting what you're seeing happening at this community right now. There's also a big difference.
Yes, it is very important to keep safety here on campus. The irony of the Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers t-shirt honoring one of the great wordsmiths of our time alongside somebody struggling with basic Websters.
This is something that must be addressed, and at this time, there has been... We bless Israel! We bless Israel! Those who bless Israel shall be blessed!
Haven't I heard that before?
It was the covenant that God made with Abraham. And that covenant was real clear. If you bless Israel, I will bless you. If you curse Israel, I will curse you. And then in the New Testament, it was confirmed that all nations would be blessed through you.
We stand with Israel, our greatest ally in the Middle East. That is who we stand for and who we are defending.
Ah, yes, the biblical approach to legislation and foreign relations. And to that I say, Lauren Boebert, what time will you be stoned?
We stand with Israel, our greatest ally in the Middle East. That is who we stand for and who we are defending.
Now, granted, I've just established she doesn't have the greatest grasp on the language. But it is ironic. She said Israel is who we stand with. That is who we stand for. And I actually think of that as a bit of a Freudian slip. That is exactly who we stand for, not for freedom or for peace or for goodwill or for democracy. We stand for Israel.
And these folks who are shouting Free Palestine. Well, let's see. I've seen signs here today. If you want to hear.
I don't think they want to hear.
I have seen signs here today that say queer and trans folks for liberated Palestine.
Okay.
Gays for Gaza.
Okay.
Lesbians for Palestine.
Okay.
Chinese for Palestine.
Oh, no, not the Chinese. Not the Chinese. I thought it would be a cold day before I saw Chinese for Okay.
Followed by all cops are bastards.
Well, to be honest, those appear at every rally and protest. I mean, I saw a ACAB sign at a protest to change the team's name back to Washington Football Team.
Well, this is not only disgusting.
I don't know why she thought that was so funny. I told you were going to need this bullhorn. I told you before we left you were going to need this bullhorn. You were like, no, I'm Lauren Boebert. They want to listen to me. I know you're Lauren Boebert. That's why I think you're going to need this bullhorn.
Not only is this disgusting, but let me be clear. Not only is this disgusting.
Well, then why you gotta go and ruin everything? We could have had perfectly good video of her talking into the megaphone that was turned off. Why can't we have nice things?
But let me be very clear. Almost every single person in this so-called liberated zone would be eviscerated by the very terrorists you are standing here supporting.
Okay, now I'm gonna try and catch the logic for that one. So your logic is because they wouldn't accept you, therefore there's no need for you to stand up for them being persecuted because you are also persecuted and they would have been one of the people that would persecute you, so you should let their persecution go because of your persecution. That's pretty pro-persecution, if you ask me. That's extremely pro-persecution.
We stand with Israel. We stand for peace in Washington, D.C., and the mayor must step up and do something to clear this. This is not the summer of love.
Well, see, that was confusing. I would love a return to the summer of love, quite frankly. I don't know why she brought that up. I mean, the summer of love sounds like the most fun time people ever had in the history of human existence. Maybe going back to the Roaring 20s. I bet the Roaring 20s and the summer of love is like 1 and 2 for times I would want to be like 25. Like that sounds amazing.
And if the faculty here, who many are involved in this right now, I had people proudly saying that they are faculty and not wanting to remove a Palestinian sign from the George Washington statue.
I would like to amend my earlier statement. I would not have enjoyed the Roaring 20s. No, that is one of the sad facts of being black in America. They always like, oh, when would you want to be alive? And the earliest we could say is like 1993.
If they don't want to do something to address this, well then kiss your federal funding goodbye.
Well, that is not going to look good, but you know what will? If you do something physical, you know what I mean? Get some good video just defying the students. You know what? Go for the flag.
We're blocking everyone else from blocking it, sir.
We've all been there before. You know when you tell somebody off and try and leave and then the elevator takes forever? You just know she was ready to get that good video, symbolically removing the flag. I know you're used to doing whatever you want, whenever you want, but sometimes, Bobo, no means no.
Excuse me, that's up here. Excuse me. This is private property. This is America, and that shit needs to come down. This is private property.
Now this one was a bit confusing to me. On private property, So if it's private property, is it your private property? Because you arguing that it's private property, how does that help your jurisdiction over what happens to the private property? You just feel like any private property is yours? You just feel like you get to say whatever happens to any private property? And yes, I know private is your particular jurisdiction.
Are you a student here?
I'm on faculty here.
Then climb up here and get that down.
Wait, you're on the
flag is personal property. The statue is not. Get it down.
It's personal property.
The conversation with the faculty member was hilarious too, because he clearly wasn't with the shits at all, was not at all with the shits, and clearly has more reason to be there and more say in what happens than she does, and he ain't having it. But the fact that you still demanded that he remove the flag, so you just think all the faculty is just maintenance? Is that what you think happens at the school? Just all faculty is just maintenance? I demand you remove this flag. I teach algebra, ma'am. I teach advanced algebra. Is that the math they study in college?
The statue is not. Get it down.
I am Lauren Boebert, and I demand you remove this flag from this private property that's not mine. At this point, you just gotta leave. I mean, at this point, you just gotta leave. I mean, you tried to get some good content for social media, and it went poorly. Hey, it happens. Just ask Nicki Minaj. It just warms my heart to see kids just civically engaged like this. I mean, they basically ready for the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
That folks think what's going on in Congress is political theater. That's not true. If Congress were theater, they'd have thrown out Lauren Boebert a long time ago.
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
But I will not vote for an unconstitutional resolution that tramples our First Amendment and failed to go through any regular vetting process or regular order in committee that legislation should be held to. Our right to our freedom of speech applies to everyone. Inciting violence does not. I will not violate my constitutional principles for a bill that remains too vague to have any positive impact.
Oh my gosh, so what just happened? Did I just agree with Lauren Boebert? Did that just happen? I'm gonna have to do a whole nother video about this act, by the way. That one is coming soon. Anything else?
We have a slim majority in the House, and everything's being passed overwhelmingly with Democrat support. So it makes no difference to me if it's Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker or Mike Johnson right now.